We're here checking out Smalland, Survive the Wilds. This is an early access copy we've been given by Merge Games. It's a little bit of a confusing situation with the release, so we are going to be scoring this in its current state, but we're gonna revisit this game again later on down the road because the roadmap is quite full. There is a big content coming in the spring, and that's where we'll circle back around. But for now, we're jumping into this world very similar to Grounded. Cannot help but make that connection there. We are very tiny people, part of small kin, I believe they are called. There is a religion going on about owls in their world, which makes a little bit of sense actually, and you're left to kind of explore the different milestones, climb up the tree, activate all these different owl kind of statuettes, and just kind of explore, survive the wilds as you are commanded. How did you fare with this one, getting in? What was your first impression?
I have to say, first impressions, this game looks beautiful. They've done a really good job. I was very taken aback by how good this looked. And as you say, you start your character, he's got a couple of, was it like tentacles out of his head or sensors? Antennae, that's it. And what they use that to scan the areas. Because it's a survival game, so it's the usual thing. You have to get your wood and get some resin from the rocks, or sorry, from the trees, because you need that to make craft some instruments or weapons to either chop down mushrooms to eat for your health and other stuffs as well. But this game is hard. I died so many times, and you do get a little tombstone on the point you died. And if you go back there, then you can retrieve all the stuff you have lost. So, what was your first impressions graphically?
Yeah, it's a little forgiving that way, where you can at least come back and pick up all your stuff. You're not losing hours and hours of content, because we died several times and lost a big amount of resources. But it is worth noting you are very small here, so you want to build up all these different items, armors, weapons to fight bugs, because bugs are still the same size they've always been, and you are very small. The ants are deadly. I haven't actually seen a spider myself yet, but I've seen bees, I've seen hornets, I've seen lots of different stink beetles kind of walking around, and most of them, except for ladybugs, are pretty deadly. The ladybugs just run. Climbing a tree as one of these tiny little folk, that was fun. That's where we get into it's a platforming challenge, and that's actually where we kind of discovered we're missing some of these items. I'm not certain if that's going to come out on release date, because we are in early access, or if that's going to come out in the spring, but we're missing the grappling hooks and a pair of wings. That would have made my fall a little more survivable.
And I think that's the issue we're having at the moment, is because as soon as you fall from it doesn't have to be too high, you will die. As soon as you go into the water, unless there's an area where you can actually cross, which is hard to tell, you will die. And then you will go back to the checkpoint. So we found out it was good to find a good position and actually make a base camp, because then you can put your bed down there so you can rest at night for your health. And then obviously we built a workshop bench, and then that opened up a plethora of different assortment of weapons and stuff to help you to survive. And as we found out as well, that you find little metal bottle caps on the beach, that if you build a stone workshop, you can craft things out of metal from it.
Yeah.
But we haven't got that far yet because we kept dying. But there is so much in this game. It's just hard to talk about everything in the short span we have.
Yeah, because it is a survival game, it's very bloated in the sense that all survival games are, not in a negative light. Just that you're spending a lot of time just doing that, surviving, getting food to keep going, and then any of these bugs hit you, now you need health. It gets out of hand very quickly, but your objective is certainly to kind of branch out over time, build up some of these bases so you can defend yourself, but also colonize parts of the map, because the map is quite large. And I have a feeling they're going to add more to the map as time goes on. We were looking at some of the tunnels underneath the trees. They make some scary noises. I'm wondering if that's going to be a future fast travel kind of situation. But there's a lot of things I want to see come to this game, and I'm very excited to check it out on full release. even more so excited for spring as more and more content keeps coming in. I'm excited about this game, and in its current state, I'm going to give this a 7. I think there's a lot here to get you going, get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And the ceiling is quite long. I want to see the boss fights and kind of what comes along in current content down the line.
Yep. I'm with you there, Scott. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed this build that we have at the moment. I like the idea you can have 80 of your friends to join you as well. And looking at the trailer as well, you can jump on insects to travel to traverse to different areas. So there is a lot more coming, and I feel like this is going to consume a lot of our time to unlock a lot of this stuff. But definitely looking forward to trying this one out in full release.